bit better. No? People on there yet?
Says 2.
Sit down so it don't buffer because I'm moving around. Hey, Off Kilter Homestead. How you doing? Trying to get all this together tonight. Kind of a quick, just throw together thing, and yeah, it's never quick. You always forget what you're going to talk about and what you're going to show and do and everything.
Now everything's gonna pop up.
Hey, Abby. Late. We're early. What are you talking about late? We went live a few minutes early. Seeing there's already a few people on, so we figured we'd go ahead and get started. How's everybody's night tonight? We're getting more rain again, and for a couple of days. Now that everything dried out real nice, where I can actually do something outside and get the tractor out and do some work, and back to raining again. But so wait, get a few more people on here. Went a little early. I know I shared it to Facebook and stuff. Give it a few minutes. Anna, are you still on here, or did you have to go? Good evening, Marie Dunn. What? No, you said at
2036 and noon.
I put on there I was going live at 8:45 Central. I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. Hey, Jurassic Gardner, Houston, Texas. I was born in Houston.
Both
And well, she was too. So, and now we just live about an hour and a half northwest, more west than north. Kind of between College Station and Austin is where we're at. Man, something in my eye. Always happens. So, been trying to put up some more videos. We got this new camera that we've been using. Let's see if it'll pick it up. Does it want to? It's a DJI Osmo Action. Learning some things about it. Learned that you can't turn on Rocksteady and then put it in 4K because Rocksteady doesn't work in 4K, and it shakes really bad in 4K when you're holding the tripod. But if I would have put it in this, we also picked up this. It's not on, so it's just flopping everywhere. What's this? The DJI Osmo Mobile 2 gimbal. We picked it up. I've been using the phone with it. I bought an adapter to put this camera in the gimbal to try it out. Haven't got to do that yet. What I love about this camera is the time lapse. I thought using that's so neat. The phone, it works. It does time lapse, but it doesn't do nearly as well as this camera does. We were looking at a GoPro 7 Black. Good evening, Stivers. How are y'all doing? Are y'all gonna get wet soon? It's all going north. Or do y'all have any rain chances coming up? Because we just got hit with all that Gulf moisture that's coming up, headed north, kind of northeast. Is exactly what I said about the rain. I wanted to fertilize more in the pasture tonight because our hay pasture is looking good. I wanted to get some equipment moved tonight because I knew the rain was coming and it got here early. We sold one of our trucks and I got to get it moved because it's sitting where if we get the rain, they say we're getting it to have 6 inches of water around it. Excuse me. Good evening. I can't see over there.
There's the little house. Oh.
Desi Lou's garden in the busy little house. Quiet Jen. Yeah, see, she's paying attention to the chat, so I don't, because I have a bad habit of stopping and paying attention to the chat. Good evening, April and fam. But yeah, we picked up the camera, and I don't know what it is. I have the have a card in it, but it will not save video to the SD card no matter what I do. It always saves it to the phone. So I just use the phone on the gimbal some and use the phone when I use my drone, because I figured out how to use the drone and make it record sound to my phone. So if I'm flying the drone and talking, it'll record the sound through the video. And I didn't find anything about that when I was looking online. I just kind of stumbled upon it. So I don't know if it's a feature a lot of people don't knows there or what.
Holland's Heroes on.
Good evening, Holland's Heroes. Northwest New Mexico. That's quite a ways away when you got to travel all the way across Texas to get there. So a couple weeks ago, we entered in a contest, and I got to make a separate video about it. I had one talking about the winning, but we got our seeds from Freedom Using Farm and Arbor Homestead. I can't talk. We got these. It's the ones we chose. And it has a whole bunch of seeds in it. It has large red cherry tomatoes, cayenne long red pepper, golden wax beans, progress number 9 peas, little finger carrots, evergreen bunching onions, summer squash black beauty zucchini, basil cinnamon, garlic chives, Amish deer tongue lettuce, bull's blood beets, and champion radishes. And a lot of each in here. We can't wait to tear into this and get some of this stuff in the fall in the ground. They're all heirloom seeds, 100% heirloom seeds. So it's awesome that we won that. Can't wait to get them in the ground. But a little hot now, a little late. So we'll use some of them in the fall and definitely more next spring. And this week I need to get out in the garden with the camera like the Stivers do. It's so awesome sharing the garden and stuff. And we got I think we have 9 45-gallon tree tubs going. We got a few more to go to transplant into. And we're fixing to build a bunch of raised beds out of cedar planks that we're picking up from her uncle and get it going using all just dirt and, mulch, whatever I got here on the property, just stuff off the property, putting in the dirt, putting in the tubs. So awesome. Thank you, Busy Little House. Yeah, that's who we won the seeds from. He's a up and growing channel. He's got some cool stuff. A lot of his chickens and the arbor stuff, cutting trees down and stuff, felling trees is pretty neat. Do what now?
She was talking to
Oh, found my people. Yes, these are all our people. It's nice to have people to chit chat with and following other lives and videos, stuff that we all enjoy to do the same. But yeah, so what else? We got our shirt. I don't know if y'all noticed, I guess you can't see on there. We got a new logo. Julie Ince, that's her name. Yeah, she's the Stivers Etsy girl. She did ours and changed our logo. Got it all. I love the new logo.
Broken Superstition.
Yeah, Broken Superstitions design. And she's doing that logo on a shirt for us. We sold a few shirts for the May thing, and she's going to send me the money, and I'm going to send it over to Chris and throw a little bit extra with it. And, I said that all the shirts that sold, whether it was 1 shirt or 10 shirts or whatever, I was going to give all the money to Chris over at Single Dad Homestead. So it'll all be heading over to him here in a few days once we get it, or week or so, whatever. And then our new shirt, our new design, new logo on the new shirt can't wait to get some of those ordered and get them shown off and give them to some people. So one of the things that we are doing this week, I uploaded a video, Thursday? With Lico honey. I went out with Darren. We didn't know how it was going to work or whatever to keep the bees. They loved this hole right here. They just filled it, like would stay stacked right here on the camera. So I'm going to get something to put there. I've seen some different videos where people have cut some like fuzzy stuff and stuck it here and with a little slit in it just to help with wind noise and whatnot. So I'm going to try that. But I talked to him and his wife today, and we are actually going to have them. I don't know if we're going to do it here or we're going to go to their house. They're going to go live with us in a couple weeks. So anybody that has any bee questions, we will have a beekeeper on the channel live, probably, I'm going to say 2 weeks. I don't know that it'll be a Tuesday. Where is that card?
Right here.
So I'll see if I can get this to come up. This is their business card. I hate the fact that it looks backwards to us. And then this is the back. And they'll be live with us in a couple weeks. And why is my phone not working?
I'm
not on the Wi-Fi.
But
they'll be here. So anybody's got any bee questions or want to know anything or learn anything about getting some beehives, write them down. I'll drop more info in the coming days of what day that we choose to go live with them and what time it'll be. And we also, what was it, yesterday? What day did your mom and Ron come over?
Sunday?
Was it Sunday that I did the AC? Or yesterday I did the AC, or Monday? I don't know.
One day.
That was one night her mom and stepdad came over. And he's a beekeeper too. And he's old school. He doesn't, show what he does. He stays to himself. He has a hidden property and they stay there and stay to themselves. But I don't know what changed in his mind or what, but he told me the other night, he was like, bring the camera. Let's go check out the bees on my place. You come check out bees. I'll tell you whatever you want to know, answer anything you want to ask. And he's been doing it for his whole life. He's in his 60s? I don't know.
Yeah, like 63 or 64.
Yeah, early mid 60s, and he's been doing it his whole life. So he has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. So that'd be neat things to talk about and get some questions asked. But so how's everybody doing tonight in their neck of the woods? Everybody, we're getting bad weather coming in, so that's going to be fun. Not really looking forward to bad weather again. We just got out of it and had a little bit dry spell, and now it's right back to off kilter. Yeah. So I would say that being a smart aleck, because, hey, Jason, we've had so much rain, it's getting kind of old. I know we don't want it to dry up here. We don't want to go into a drought, but when we get rain, it's not like, say, an inch over a day or 2 or 3 days, an inch or two. It's 7-8 inches in 24 hours. You walk outside one moment and it's dry. You go to bed and wake up and there's a raging river in the front yard.
We've had a freaking amount of rain. Flowers that are blooming haven't bloomed in 10 years.
Yeah, there's some stuff here. Some crazy, like, plants I've never seen in years grow. I grew up in this area, and there's stuff growing up like haven't seen in years. And the wild blackberry bushes, the vines growing like crazy. The grape. Good evening, Tinker's wife. What are they? The muscadine grapes? Is that what? The wild grapes? We have a bunch of those on the property. I was back here in the back with the tractor a few days ago doing some clearing, and it was about 7:30 in the evening, full daylight. I was in a spot with the tractor where I thought it was 10 o'clock at night. It was so thick in the trees with the brush. Have a great searching, Sabrina. Thanks for stopping by. Well, if you want grapes, good Lord, we have a ton of them. I've thought about going and starting to split off of them and trying to grow them in little containers and, sell them or get, let people buy them, cheap and just ship them to people. We have them everywhere. We have some that I got to go start pulling out of the trees because they're weighting the trees down so bad. We're in Central Texas, in between Austin and Bryan College Station, right smack in the middle of the two. But yeah, the rain, we're not looking forward to more rain. I know it'll be nice. Hay pasture, it's looking great. From when we bought the place last year, about a month? Almost. We were looking at it now at this time last year, and it had weeds. I can't think of what it's called out here in the pasture. And I ended up paying a neighbor. He came over with his tractor and said, "Hey, I'll mow your place for $75 to help you out." And I told him, I was like, if you'll mow this place, I'll give you $100. And he mowed it, and I brought him a $100 bill because it was just grown up. It hadn't been used. This property hadn't been maintained in years, probably 15, 20 years. It's just been used as hunting land for a guy out of Illinois. But now it's trying to get the hay pasture back. Everything that's our connect our property all the way out to the highway is hay pasture. And this one was until they split it off years ago. And I've fertilized it. I've mowed it. I disked it. I've done everything I could possibly do to get it back. And I've got it back to about, I'd say 75 to 80% coastal Bermuda grass growing, and a few native grasses and maybe 5% weeds. So, I know there's a lot of weeds we want to keep out there for the bees and stuff, but we're trying to get the hay pasture to where the neighbor can cut it for probably the next year or two. And we'll keep 25% of the hay or so and let him take the rest and sell it so we can show, what we're doing for our ag exemption on the hay pasture. I was able to surprisingly get that pasture back. We've moved here. We moved in the house in October, and we didn't get the tractor until December. So it's been this past 6 months that I was able to get the pasture back as much as I have. And all I've been using is haymaker fertilizer and just spraying it every other month or so and letting it get up about 1.5 feet, 2 feet, and going out there with a shredder, 5-foot shredder, and cutting it about a foot, leaving it about a foot tall, letting it grow back a foot tall. But it also, all this rain has helped because I can cut it and it just goes a few weeks and I have to cut it again. So it's just growing like crazy. And growing up, I grew up in the hay, on a hay ranch, a big ranch of hay and cows, but watching a Stony Ridge farmer with his pasture land, how they've been mowing it high to get it to come back, and he's got all that land back so fast. I was like, well, I will try it, and it's worked. Yeah, I've thought about actually. So the clearing, busy little house, I've been clearing paths in the woods. I've got one going about 30 feet, and then I've got another one. I got about 15 more feet, and they'll connect. And I'm going to keep going about another 50 feet and then go back to the clearing and then do it again and put fences to start putting goats in and get them to eat all the underbrush in one, move them to the next, and I'll move them out. I'm probably going to split the pasture 2 or 3 places and do the same thing, let the goats go out in the pasture for a little while, then go back in the woods, kind of rotate them through the different spots in the woods and back out in the pasture. And I need them more out in the front pasture because it got a lot of gravel in it, and I've been scraping it up. So let them start cleaning it off. Whew. Desert, no. No, it's our. I don't want to even think about desert. Good evening, Freaky Geek. The heat here has been insane. Get a system that works to where the goats will be doing it more than me. I trying to get the first little like quadrant done so I can let the goats take out all the underbrush, and then I'll go in there with a pole saw and I cut probably about 12 feet high, several feet over the top of the tractor, because next year I want to try to upgrade the tractor to a little bit bigger. So I'm trying to cut high with a pole saw. That way I can maintain it with the tractor, but let them take out all the underbrush, go in, cut all the limbs up high, cut out a bunch of trees to let the bigger oak trees grow and breathe. Let's see. It's 85 there, Holland's Heroes. So we've been in the 90s with heat indexes up to 105 on Saturday and Sunday already. Good evening, Granny. Granny's Florida Garden. How you doing? Yeah, it's been super busy here. I get off work and I come home and I'm either in the garden messing with the chickens or moving equipment, trying to get all of my implements somewhere that's dry and safe and I don't have to worry about it as much rain we've been getting. Yeah, our humidity's been like, they say 90 to 100% humidity. I say more like 2,000,000% humidity. Yeah, see, Jason, he's from nearby, so he knows. The humidity has been stupid. So supposedly all hens, but we had one time we bought a mix, so we thought we knew we was gonna get a couple roosters. We have currently 11 chickens total, and we know 5 of those are roosters. So trying to get rid of a few of those. Yeah, you're right, off kilter. Just, it's horrible. You walk outside for 5 minutes and you just want to go right. I bet Saturday I took 2 or 3 showers. I'd go outside and work for a few hours, come back in, take a cold shower because it was just so bad. Any of those mixes part chicken, part bunny. So some of these chickens, I want to rip their heads off. They are mean. I've started to figure out which ones are really mean so I can get them in a different coop to keep them away from the kids. We have one rooster. He will chase you and claw at you and peck at you no matter what. And I've got him where he won't do it to me anymore. But I'm worried about our 4 and 6-year-old. Yeah, Jason, that's about the way it's starting to. Some of them might end up. Sorry, I'm reading some of this because Jen took off for a second. Let's see, what did I miss from Busy Little? Be nice, it's the heat talking. Yeah, he's mean. He's a mean one. He's the only white one we have. He's a solid white rooster, and he is mean. We had I think we're losing a few things because of the heat already, plant-wise. And I planted a lot of, hey, Hank, you made it. Hank, you got me spending money tomorrow. If I get in trouble, I'm send my wife to you.
What now?
Huh?
What are you spending money on?
But I think you got me sold on that quick hitch. I looked at a few, I tried a couple, hated them, but they all had a fixed top hook. You couldn't adjust it like yours. And I just got on Harbor Freight and was looking, and their new design, because they had theirs on clearance, their new design looks just like that one you have. Identical to it. Multiple holes for that top hook. Huh? Oh. She heard me. And once I go buy it, she'll know. Yeah, that's about the way I feel, Jason. That thing is mean. I know I need to get more hens, but we really don't want the white rooster. We have a bunch of little banty roosters. They're a bunch of just colorful roosters. So we're going to pick one or two of those to keep and sell off the rest or give them away or whatever to people that need them and get a bunch more hens. We just kind of lucked out, from Tractor Supply. Oh, you're getting all hens. These are all hens. And half of them turned out to be roosters. Good evening just went. I can't talk. Good evening, Smith Family Ranch. How y'all doing? Yeah, that one white rooster, he got me pretty good the other day. I was sitting on the ground in the shade, and some of the hens came around on one side, and I was watching them, and then here he come like right in front of my face and fluffed up and kicked at me and caught the inside of my leg and on my calf, and I had on shorts, so he got me good.
Put him in a pot.
He got kicked clean over the little chicken coop because I was just right. Hot chicken sandwich. Yeah, that's about the way he needs to be. He's about the right size. Just go ahead and throw him on there. Yeah. Let's see. Somebody's going. Yeah, Smith Family Ranch. I've been that way a couple of nights in a row, almost all last week, just wanting to go to bed early. And I get in bed and I lay there and then wake up super tired. I got to get some. Let's see, still.
Allie sends alerts for her Facebook.
Yeah, Holland Rooster. So polite. A Holland Rooster. Guess I need to look into that. I don't have my notepad. You took my notepad away. He'll make chicken nuggets. Yeah, he'll make good chicken nuggets. The other night we had chicken nuggets for the kids ate chicken nuggets. We had fish, and both of them still kind of not want to eat fish, so they were chicken nuggets. Write that down, Holland. Why is it so? Yeah, I can fall asleep right here in this recliner behind me in 5 minutes, or get on the couch and lay out on the couch and just pass out. Or like today at lunch, went and ate lunch, sat in the car for a few minutes in the AC and passed out for 20 minutes. But if I crawl in bed, I'll lay there for 3 hours staring at the ceiling. Y'all still on the road, Hank, or did you make it home yet?
No, they're still on the car.
They still on the road? Has it been rolling by? So now there's a few more people on here. I'll let talk about everything we came on. I already talked about everything, but we got a few more. Oh, now it says 16 on. So I think probably 2 weeks. I know a lot of you already seen this. Hey, Kirsty Forges. We won't block you on this channel. Make her just make her a moderator so nobody can block her. So I put up a video by these people. Come on. No? Yeah? Lico Honey. I put up a video the other day. I went out to Lico Honey with Darren and Megan and went on a beehive inspection with them, and he was going to add some supers and had some problems with the camera, new camera. What are we talking about?
Somebody else.
Yeah.
We did.
We did. She's a mod. Nobody's going to block her. I don't know why. So had problems right here with the bees. They loved this hole. So I'm going to put a little fuzzy thing over that. This is our new camera, DJI Osmo Action. I showed everybody a few minutes ago. But talked to Darren and Megan today. Darren and Megan, or at least Darren, will be live with us probably in 2 weeks. We'll sit down and it'll be a whole live about bees. Anybody has bee questions? Have at it. You can ask him. So get all your bee questions. Anything you want to know about bees, get it written down and ready, because in 2 weeks I'll have Darren live with us, and we're going to do it at their house or here. I don't know what internet they have. We're both out in the sticks, to say, way out. Then I talked about winning this on Freedom Using Arbor Farm and Arbor Homestead. I can't talk. I always get his backwards. 12 varieties of seeds. I won on his channel the other night. So everybody needs to go check him out. He is awesome. Good evening, Heaven's Gate. Good evening, Amy. How are y'all doing? Y'all getting wet? Y'all getting any of this rain like we are? Been getting bands of rain off that storm, whatever, out in the Gulf.
That's why you really made it.
Yeah, I hadn't even made it up here yet, and it's just going to get worse. But I think it's going to be awesome having Darren on here. Having a local beekeeper coming on to talk with us and everybody. Let's see. Yeah, there's Freedom Farm and Arbor Homestead's link. A little bit of rain tonight, but all day rain tomorrow. That's what we have here. It's supposed to rain all day. So, 13 miles south of us is Giddings?
Yeah.
12 miles,
13,
somewhere in there. It showed the forecast for tomorrow, or in the next 24 hours, almost 4 inches, and about 20 miles to Rockdale. It showed 7.5 inches in the next. I hope we're more on some rain, but not that much. 7 inches overnight or over the next 24 hours is not going to be nice. Yeah, Jason, enough. we could do without it for a little while, or like little spurts. Like It can rain like a day during the week, but let me have my weekend to work on the farm, and then rain a day, like rain on Monday or Tuesday. Well, that'd be great.
She said they're looking at
3 to 4 inches. Oh, 3. Yeah, we don't even need 3 or 4. The area and the spot cleared enough to run a ditch to keep this swampy area dry that we've had to fill up again.
There's not that much.
So off kilter. Yeah, the allergies. So the other day, I also had a video of a. Who are we hanging?
Single dad.
Oh, hey, Chris. How you doing tonight? but I've just about got it dry enough to do the ditch. What I was
We were
already
talking
saying
about
that.
the allergies.
Oh, the allergies. See, it's like,
Squirrel.
yeah, squirrel. Just a squirrel. Just
Isn't
run.
that what single dad was always
Yeah,
saying?
squirrel.
Squirrel.
Yesterday, squirrel. The day before yesterday, squirrel.
As long as we
But
don't
the
see the 40
allergies-
days and nights, I'm okay.
Yeah. I was over at a table full in the woods a couple weeks ago. What?
Buffering, but quit dancing.
Here tonight. And I use the desk chair, but it still moves. See, another squirrel. Dang it. Yikes. Ouch. Yeah, I was over at Table Full in the Woods, Amy, and one of their JP got stung, and they found that he was allergic, and his hand swelled up. Went to the doctor, but now I think they got a EpiPen. Yeah, that one of those prescription for that to have, so they can keep doing the bees. His was he had on the wrong gloves, and they got him in the top of the hand. I've been fortunate enough. I've been out with her stepdad, been out there with them with no gloves on. But after he got stung, I put my gloves on. And I've gone out with Darren with his bees. I've never been stung. And then come Saturday, I'm out here with and get stung in the stomach by yellow jackets. Just, I mean, no sooner than I opened the hood, they just swarmed me and just hit me right here. And it was probably about that big, just red. And I stayed out there with them for another 30, 40 minutes. I looked down, and there was actually like a knot sticking out of my shirt. It was just humped up where they got me. That's the only thing that I'm allergic to a little bit. It went down. It's pretty much nothing now. That was Saturday. Mm-hmm. Within a day, it was pretty much gone. Bees don't bother me. Wasps don't bother me. Dirt daubers don't bother me. It's the yellow jackets bother me. And even hornets, they hurt, but they don't bother me. Why is his message show? Where's wasp? Yeah, there are a bunch of what is that thing for the dogs? Because there's the flies. It's like sky raisins, and then has the picture of the wasp. That's it says jalapeno sky raisins. Great question at Kirsty Ford. What did we miss? So, like, I got stung by the yellow jacket, and I'm slightly allergic. I've been stung by bees, and nothing allergic. It was down there. You missed it. She said she is allergic to wasps, but wonder if that means it's bees as well.
Oh,
it's, each one of them is different. The only one that bothers me is the yellow jackets out of all of them. Anything else just hurts for a second and goes away. Jalapeno sky raisins. That's what they are, the little jalapeno. If the dog eats it, it's got a little bite to it. So, Granny's Florida garden, I've noticed over the couple days, there's one left that bothers me every now and then. If I scratch it, the whole area, like, it turned red about that big. And put Benadryl on it and go away. And I've kind of wondered if the stingers broke off in there. What can I use to get that out of there? Because I have dug at it, and it just swells up a little bit, and that's it. Baking soda.
Apple cider vinegar, maybe.
Yeah, the drawing salve. I've thought about that. Just glue.
That would make sense. Let it dry and then peel it off so it'd pull it.
So yeah, I need to get something to put on it because I think something's still in there. So might have to do the baking soda paste. I know we have that here. We need to get some other stuff here. We've had a wasp here on the front of the house, and at the front of the house and the back of the house, there's a can of that wasp spray that shoots like 30 feet. And anytime I see wasps starting to make a nest, it comes down. But now, like, I've noticed the chickens, they've been like, she's lost them earlier, didn't know where they all went. They've been going under our deck, eating all. I don't know if they'll eat the wasp or not, but I know there's some under there, and they can stay under there. Use a fake wasp nest hanging. So putting up fake wasp nests will keep them away. Deer
Cam Orbs.
Frank James. Good evening, Deer Cam Orbs. How you doing? I can't see the chat very well. It's too far over there. She has it right in front of her. Dollar store. I can't. What's it say?
Dollar store fake wasp nests keep them away from us.
Might have to look into that.
I have never heard of that before. Yellow jackets are often ground dwellers. Might be those.
Yeah. I've noticed some
They're good.
holes around the yard here and there, and seen look like wasp or yellow jackets going in the ground. I know we got some hornets a while back. Me and my daughter, our 6-year-old daughter, she was what, 4 or 5? 4, I guess then. Jason that's on here, his is that off kilter?
Mm-hmm.
Night off kilter. Have a good. I got one of Jason's deer feeders. It's a big galvanized box one, and it was at Jen's grandmother's out at her place with one of my ladder stands, and we decided to go out there and look at it and check it and fill it one day. And we jumped on the 4-wheeler and took off to the feeder, and I got right beside the feeder, stood up on the seat of the 4-wheeler, kicked the lid off, didn't realize that the feeder ran out of corn, and those hornets went inside and made a nest inside, and it got her once.
Mm-hmm.
It only got her once. They got me probably 9 or 10 times, but the whelps were gone within 20 minutes. But those things are probably the most painful that I've felt, is the hornets. But it didn't even bother our daughter. She just said it hurt for a second and went away, and she didn't even have a tiny little.
Yeah, it looked like a mosquito bite.
Looked like a little mosquito bite. Didn't even bother her. So hopefully that's the way she stays. Banana Peel and Sings, Tinker's Wife, Yellow Jackets. No, we don't have any of the bald-faced hornets. I've seen those, watched videos on those. Luckily, we don't have those, because those things are the hornets that we had in the feeder had one of those little soft. I mean, it was just a little round nest, looked like a little, almost size of an apple. And they filled that thing up, and I filled that thing up full of spray too. And we'll have to try those nests. We're going to have to go look around. Those bald-faced hornets, yeah, who did that? Was that? There's a video on YouTube about the bald-faced hornets, and somebody took a DJI Mavic Pro drone and flew it up on the hornet's nest, and they were nailing it, and he kept flying into it using the blades to tear the hornet's nest up and cut it down and tore it up, and they were just destroying that thing. What am I?
No, I'm just, you said it, so I was trying to turn.
It was a glare from the light. Used to go at night with a bag. Deer, Cam, Orbs, Frank James's. Let's see, drones attacking drones. Yeah, it's a funny video watching it. I don't remember who did it. I'll have to go find it and link it one night. It's hilarious just watching that DJI Mavic from, getting to see it from the drone view, just nailing that big hornet's nest. And I mean, that the nest was probably a good 1.5 2 foot tall, hanging out of a tree. It was huge. Yeah, we get wasps everywhere. Like they all in the eaves of the house. They just keep building nests, and I keep spraying. But then a couple weeks ago, after all the rains, we started getting tadpoles and frogs, and I've been seeing all these little, probably about that big, just solid green frogs all over the house, and they keep going up to the eaves around the wasp nest, and I hope that's what they're going after. Good evening, Occasion Homesteader. How you doing? But I hate that. Yeah, wasps, and they bug the mess out of you. I rarely get stung by them, but if I run into them with the tractor, they just like come and poke at you. But the frogs, I don't know what kind of frogs they are, but they're only long, probably 1.5 inches long, 2 inches long, and they're soft, just like not a dark green, they're a bright green, like a just bright green, and they'll be all over our house. Yeah, yeah, that's what they are. The tree frogs, dirt to dirt. But yeah, we have those everywhere. And at nighttime, around the house, you hear them. If you go about 35, 40 feet back in the woods, you need earplugs. The frogs are so loud. Should rent them out. What, the tree frogs? We have them everywhere. They are all over the. Yeah, that's kind of like having the frogs around because of the skeeters. They're everywhere. And so when we moved here, we found this mosquito. Or she found it. We didn't know what it was. You tell them.
It was about the size of a quarter, wide. It was huge. I didn't even know if it was really a mosquito, if it was something else. But come to find out, it's a type of mosquito. Gigantic.
I can't
remember what it's called exactly.
It's something gigantic, something mosquito.
Yeah. And they stay dormant until enough rain falls, and then their eggs will hatch. And we had so much rain in October of last year that we had them everywhere. We were getting constantly attacked because we were doing a lot of work out here trying to get ready to move in, and we were just getting swarmed with these things.
It's not like a regular mosquito where they just annoy you or a little prick. It feels like somebody's stabbing you with a needle over and over and over.
$5 a dozen.
I could probably go back here in the back with a flashlight right now and probably get you 3 or 4 dozen frogs within 10 minutes. Because I can hear them now. They've started up. Yeah, I figured for some reason about this time it starts buffering, and I think it's the internet we have. It's like a rural farm to market internet, and it's probably a high use time. And everybody's in the house, getting everybody in bed and streaming stuff. So it's probably part of the reason why. And hopefully next week or in 2 weeks that we can pick an earlier time and try to go live with Darren. I know he said he'd like to go earlier, so I'll probably try to take off a little early. Yeah, sounds like it should be putting a fire. Yeah. I'm hoping that, because I think what they said they were in the ground was where they lay their eggs in the ground. I have been going back here in the woods everywhere that was cleared that has water standing. When it dried up, I took the box blade back there, and I've been scraping it with the box blade, with the landscape rake, scraping up all the trash and sticks and rocks and whatnot, hoping that I've disturbed a lot of them and destroyed eggs.
I don't know. I just know they're crazy huge wasps.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many big. I mean, just regular wasp here, like the red wasp and the little dirt daubers, and we've got the yellow jackets that got in that truck that I got to get rid of. But that's about all we've seen here. Now, we have them stupid ants that are actually a wasp. I've seen a few of those that you want to just go get a torch and burn. What we grew up calling them a cow killer or whatever. They're the ant with like a, quarter-inch or better stinger. You grab them with some pliers and they can sting almost their full length of their body. They just wrap around.
Hopefully it's not like fleas when you stir them, they hatch.
Yeah, hopefully not, Kirsty Forges. Hopefully I haven't. Welcome back, Hank.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah, the mosquitoes, everything, the frogs, yeah, I won't sleep now. Now I'm going to go out there. I don't want to spray any poisons or nothing, but we've bought some stuff that we used when we lived in town, and I want to spray, but we want bees, so I don't want to spray anything that's going to harm bees, but it might be a couple years before we get bees. There's one thing called the tarantula wasp or something like that, about 3 to 4 inches long. Usual. I will take the 410 on the tractor if I see one of those. I'll have my little shotgun on the tractor because that ain't gonna happen. I ain't even gonna try to hit one with flash water. He'll get a shotgun. I was out here the other day with a whole bunch of snakes under a piece of plywood, and Buffer than I heard shotgun. I have plywood, and all I seen was a ball of snakes. Didn't know what it was, didn't care. I grabbed a little 410, and I shot at one of them just to kind of scatter them, and they ended up being a bunch of garter snakes. What were they? Kind of striped, yellow striped or something garter snake. They were all about 3 feet long. They were just long, skinny snakes, but it was a ball of them.
Mount a tiny flamethrower on the drum and roast them.
So I grabbed the 410 and I walked out there, and where they were, it's all gravel, and it didn't even cross a 12 gauge or a bigger rifle or something, because I shot that thing at that gravel and rocks flew everywhere. I had rocks thrown all over the yard. Yeah, I don't mind like the garter snakes. I'll leave them alone, but I bet you there was 7 or 8 of them under just one little board. So we ended up getting rid of one or two of them, but I scattered the rest and just took off, got rid of them. They took off. Yeah, Amy, I won't kill any more of them because as long as they'll eat these big brown spiders we have around here, take care of them. But
little spiders.
The chickens are probably going to take the snakes out, those little snakes out. See, this is why I live in Quebec, where the cold hurts my face and the grow season is short. Yeah, and you don't have to worry about none of the, I bet what we have, is it all of the venomous snakes in the United States? We have all of them here in Texas, I think, or all but 1 or 2 of them in Texas. And the stupid spiders. We got all the rattlesnakes, the copperheads, the coral snake, all your water moccasins, black widow spider, the brown recluse spider.
Amy said garter snakes aren't bad, and then busy little house. But Amy, there was a ball of snakes.
Yeah, it was a big ball of snakes. I didn't know what it was, what they were. I didn't care at the time. Run battery's going to have a good night, Jason. Yeah, I'm not far behind. I want to get in bed here in a little bit. Yeah, 2.5 acres. Copperheads and rattlesnakes, they got to go, especially with the kids around. Those have to go.
And then the coral snake or whatever.
Yeah. So a buddy of mine killed a coral snake the other day about 20 miles up the road, right in his backyard, right where his kid plays. And it was the red and yellow, right? Red and yellow, kill a fellow, red and black friend of Jack. Yeah. Yeah, we have scorpions. I hate scorpions. I haven't seen any this year, but I know they're coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll deal with the garter snakes, and the copperhead's got to go. Do what?
No. Okay, I'm not speaking.
But we have everything here. It drives her nuts because I won't like. There's some spiders that are around the doors that I don't mess with, the little black fuzzy ones, and I won't kill them.
I don't mind them until they drop on your head.
Yeah, they'll fall on you when you walk out the door. But we have those little black spiders, and they eat all the bugs around the. Like they'll get up there around the porch lights with the frogs, and they're eating all the bugs and the moths and stuff. I've seen several of those little black fuzzy ones sitting on the back of the back wall of the house with a moth just walking around with it.
Yeah, we learned at a young age to always beat your shoes before you put them on.
I always put my shoes out anyways because they're usually full of dirt, sticks, something. Because when I get home, in the past couple of weeks, I've been on the tractor at least an hour or two almost every day. And on the weekend even more. So, and I'll wear my boots some of the time, but I'll end up wearing my shoes from work and getting them full of dirt and mud and everything else. This is a horror show. When I opened the front door, made a video. We got some pretty cool little, I don't know what they are, little brown spiders.
It's not like an orb spider.
Yeah, it's like an orb spider of some sort. They build, lots of hours. I'm fixing to hit 70 hours on that thing already. We just got it in December. On the front porch, there'll be these spiders, and there'll be like 4 of them on the front porch. But now we've quit turning the porch light on because we have the big security light out way away from the house that lights up the porch. So I quit turning it on to try to keep the spiders and bugs away from the front door. The busy little house isn't going to sleep for days now.
Oh, and June bugs. They don't hurt you, but I hate them.
Yeah, she hates June bugs. Man-eating alligators. Yeah, that's another thing we have here in Texas. I know they do over Louisiana too. Shaking my head so I don't know. I love June bugs because I love to go stick them in a can and go to the lake or go to one of the ponds or this creek around here. They make great fish bait. Catch little perch and stuff.
Well, I don't like them because one got stuck in my ear when I was a kid.
You can just hit the screen. Somebody beat you to it.
Yeah.
I've been seeing fireflies starting to pop up.
Yeah, I haven't seen them in a long time. Fireflies.
Haven't seen them. We've seen them last year at your mom's,
a little bit, but not.
We haven't seen them in several years.
I hate June bugs. They're so nasty.
We've been seeing fireflies here. Yeah. We haven't seen them in a couple years. And another thing that's cool here, I don't remember what time of year. What is it?
For what?
For the hummingbirds.
Usually in like fall.
That's something that's really cool.
Like
I can't wait to try out some stuff with this new camera, especially on the time lapse. Right through this area we live in towards her mom's is a what do you call it? Migration for hummingbirds. And her stepdad will put out like 30 hummingbird feeders, and you can go sit on the front porch, and that's all you can hear is just their wings just going like crazy. Sounds like bee swarms. And there'll be hundreds of them just come in and out throughout the day. And we're going to try to get us a bunch of them put up too, and then we'll put the camera out there on time lapse so you can watch their paths coming in.
You're calming the busy little house down. She said she.
Good night, Zach. Have a good night, Zach. I'll holler at you in the morning. I'll actually take my headset to work tomorrow. You can call me in the morning. Oh man, you're melting on your live. Mosquito spraying tonight. We had one spray in Leander when we lived there. They finally had to come do it. Hummingbirds just left last week. Yeah, hummingbirds, we won't have them around here much this time of year. When it cools down. Yeah, there's certain birds I'll go out and watch and I'm fine with, but like when we lived in town, we had all the peach trees we put in the yard, and the blue jays would come destroy them, so pellet gun came out. I hated blue jays for a while. Let's see.
Good evening.
Good evening. Getting started on homesteading.
Bye, Zach.
Oh, but yeah, the hummingbirds I think would be cool. And another thing, we want to put the camera out. We're gonna go over probably to her mom's one day. They have a bunch of beehives at their house, and we're gonna set the camera up on the time lapse on one of the hives throughout the day till the battery goes dead, and watch the bees go in and out. Blue jays nearly broke my window last week. Yeah, they'll just slam in the windows. I was watching some videos on Facebook the other day about that. Some bad weather coming in. Yeah. It's some bad stuff coming through here in the next day or so. Yeah, Amy, I think watching the bees
I'll ask him.
will be really cool on the time lapse. I did a time lapse putting the tree in, and her stepdad gave us a white what kind of tree? I keep wanting to call it a magnolia, and it's not a magnolia. It's a
crepe myrtle.
A white crepe myrtle, and we planted it, and I put the camera on time lapse as I was digging the hole, because we got it on a Sunday afternoon, and I dug the hole Sunday night and put it in the ground.
I'll ask him, Zach. I think it's about $1,000, but I'm not positive.
That table is expensive. It's covered in stuff, Rod.
Mostly Scentsy stuff.
That's it. There's food and whatnot from dinner, but let's see if I can not make it buffer. So Jen's uncle built this table for us. It's kind of just shoved in the corner right now. I know it's probably bouncing. He does cedar furniture, and he built that table for us. And we're actually thinking about having him build us a smaller one. Yeah, he built some awesome furniture. He's the one we're getting the cedar from for our raised bed garden stuff. All his like leftovers, the scraps, because he cuts all his own wood. He has his own mill and cuts all his own cedar, and all the scraps. Oh, One Lonely Farmer is live. Of course he's live while I'm live. I'd be watching that. I like that guy. He's funny. He's not a channel to watch with kids around, though, because you never know what's going to come out of his mouth. But he with his own mill, he gets trees and he'll go cut cedar down or find cedar that people want to get rid of, and he'll cut it up. He makes all kinds of furniture. Mm-hmm. One day, if we ever get enough subscribers to go live, I will, from the phone, we'll go over there and check out some of his stuff, or go to the market days and stuff that he goes to and show off a bunch of his stuff. Maybe I'll just take the camera one day and just get a video of it. He makes a lot of awesome furniture. He built me a gun rack to hang on the wall out of cedar. I think that one's a 4 or 5 gun rack.
And he's always changing things up as he's learning different designs, and he's been around it his whole life. My pawpaw was a furniture builder, a cedar furniture builder, so he's just kind of taking it on after that. But I mean, now he makes gun racks with like a little pull-out drawer on the bottom. He makes nightstands.
beds,
chairs,
and the tables, everything. I think he made some armoires for people, an entertainment center.
Okay. A little coat rack looking thing.
Hank, you have a good night. I'll send you some pictures of that thing if I go pick it up tomorrow. The quick hitch. See if you can compare it to what yours looks like. See if it's similar. It looks very similar, if not the same manufacturer. You can use the Streamlab app to go live on your phone. Streamlabs. I think I downloaded that, and when I downloaded it, because John, Table Full in the Woods, told me about that, and then somebody said that it quit working. Streamlabs. Yeah. So does it still work, Amy? You can still go live that way? Because if it will, I will go live that way. Because I can set it, I have the app on my phone. Well, I don't know if I can, how would I run it? I'm sure there's some way to do it, because I can stream from my DJI straight to my phone.
Good night, busy little house.
Good night, busy little house. Have a good night. But I can stream from the DJI Osmo Action camera to my phone through an app. So I wonder if I guess I can just use my phone. It works just as good, and throw it on the gimbal that we bought. Reap what you sow, used it last week. All right. Yeah, I think I've seen that one when she did that, when they were on there. Because I can always just use the gimbal that we have. We picked this up, the DJI Osmo Mobile 2 gimbal, and I used it on my phone, and it's pretty awesome. It's kind of freaky because when you put it on the follow mode and select have somebody, and you select them in the screen and sit the gimbal down, the gimbal will just follow that person no matter where they go, and it's a little freaky watching that. You walk away from it, and it's just like moving with you, just following you around. Awesome. So y'all have that same one, Amy? Because I wasn't gonna go with it. I talked to Hank, and he said he had it, and he went with another brand, but I like DJI products, so we went with it. And we bought it and that DJI Osmo Action right when it came out, bought them together from DJI, and got them actually faster than a lot of people said they were getting them from Amazon. I like to have a gimbal, but I call it my wife. Yeah, DJI just makes, the gimbal that's on the drones are awesome. So I figured that had to be awesome. And we bought let's see, I'm going to make it buffer. So I have this bag. This is my tactical bag when we go places. It usually has guns in it or something. Let's see, where did it go? We bought this mount. DJI had it with their brand that they used, and it was like $30 or something. And I found this. It's the same exact mount by Evo Gimbals. It was on Amazon for like $24 versus like $30 or $40. And it comes with a little bracket that goes right here. You set the camera on there, and little thumb screws to hold the camera, so you can put the action cam in the gimbal. And then we ended up buying this little tripod for like off Amazon, and it's easy to hold, or if you just want to sit the camera down. I keep it on the gimbal too, and it helps when you want to sit the gimbal down, you can just pop it out and sit it down and not have to worry about carrying the gimbal around. Good night, Cajun Homesteader. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed here pretty soon. I get up at 5 a.m. Central Time to go to work. I don't have to be there till 7, but I get up at 5, and I get out of here about 5:30 usually. I say I get up. The alarm goes off at 5. I'm not out of bed. We've been finding a lot of neat little stuff. Like I found this the other day, or she did. This is the one you found, right? Off Amazon for just a few bucks. I got tired of using a Ziploc bag to carry cards around, so found this. Running. Catch up. The gimbal should screw into a tripod. Yeah, it has the thing in the bottom. But I use the little mini one, so when I'm carrying the gimbal around, if I want to sit down, like when we went to the Bee Weaver Buzz Fest, I used it and I could sit it down like when I was following one of the little tutorials or events that was going on. I just found a place to sit it and put it to where to follow the person around.
Yeah, that case wasn't very expensive.
Yeah, it was what, $5, $6?
Maybe like 7 or 8, but yeah, it wasn't much.
And it holds what?
12 of each.
12 of the regular size cards and 12 of the micro. You can put the micro under each, under each one of them, you can hold a micro card. So it was worth having. Like I said, I got tired of somebody's going to bed. Freaky Geek, have a good night. I got tired of carrying them around in a Ziploc bag. So, and this, it's a little solid plastic case. It has a rubber gasket all the way around.
Yeah, it's
supposed to be waterproof. Supposed to be. That was one of the cool things about this camera. I see a lot of people with like I don't know how the new GoPro is, but you see they have the plastic housing to take them underwater. You don't have to put this in nothing. You could just hold it just like this. Go in a swimming pool, lake, whatever. Doesn't matter. You don't need anything.
Hey, 30.
30 and hating it. Good evening, 30 and hating it. How are you doing? I'm 38 and hating it. But yeah, not having to have a case to put this in to go in the water is awesome. I took it out there with the kids the other night, and they were in their little pool, and I just dunked it in the pool. Good night. Good evening, Garden for Cheap. Sorry to tell them good night. It's good evening. It is night. Good evening, night.
Mm-hmm.
But trying to up my game on all this stuff. I didn't even see that. There's a hole right there for a tripod, or to be able to put it on the tripod or the big tripod or whatever. Little tripod, big tripod. Garden for Cheap is Rachel. I need to write these down so I have more people's names instead of calling, just the channel names. I had a lot of it written down, and I don't know where it all went.
Yeah, I like the sliding door too. Makes it a lot easier. That's our pantry.
What's that?
She said like the sliding door.
Oh, the barn door?
Barn
Yeah.
door.
I want to change it to where the trim right here, and then this, the X, I want to paint it white to kind of.
That's the way it was supposed to be.
It was supposed to be that way. It was supposed to have been white there, and it didn't come that way.
Hey, Fairy Tale Creations.
Jen.
Jen.
I know her name.
No, well, there's like 5
There's
of
like
us.
4 or 5 Jens across several of the channels. Yeah, I want to break it up with the white. And then behind y'all, you can't see it, how this trim is white all around the doors. Well, the crown molding up top. I don't know if you can see it. Right there. All in the kitchen was supposed to be, oh, I probably made it buffer. It was supposed to be this color. This chocolate or whatever they called it. Mocha, whatever.
Brown.
Brown. It was supposed to have that on the crown molding and the top trim on all of the the cabinets. What you want? You don't want in it?
No. I've been staying on the edge.
We like the white looks good, but I want to break it up. Everything in there is white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just the cabinets and all is white. So we want to kind of break it up with some color. Same thing in our bathroom. There's a cover down at the bottom. So in our master bath has a 72-inch long soaker tub, and on one side of it, it has a panel. Like, see how this has the lines in it right here? Each little line. Well, it was supposed to have been what? Brown with white. It'd be like the little white lines, kind of to break it up. The whole thing's white. The whole thing. Yeah. They didn't paint it right, so it kind of got frustrating. I'm still fighting with them about it. They're another company that doesn't like me.
So many lives tonight.
Yeah. Everybody, there's so many people we all follow that do lives. It's like, what time do you do it? You know, it's hard to just decide. And tonight was just on a whim kind of thing. And the people not liking me. We were talking about today at work because I remember who it was. Somebody was talking about going to get a new car, and I told them the story about our furniture. And we went to a furniture store that was going out of business. It was their last day open. And they had signs thrown up all over the place. No reasonable offer refused. So when we found the furniture we wanted, seen the price, looked around online, found it a little cheaper at a couple places, made them an offer, and they threw a fit. And I just went and pointed at their sign. I said, hey, no reasonable offer refused. I think it's reasonable. Here's prices on everything. And they got loud with me, telling me that I was an idiot, that told me that I was never going to get that furniture at that price and blah, blah, blah. Well, the manager walked and asked what was going on. And the salesman said that this man, he wants all this furniture right there for this much. And the manager looked at him. He said, sell him the furniture. He said, look around. We don't have a person in the store anymore. Everybody in the store went outside and was standing on the sidewalk in front of the building and left. And they loaded the furniture. No sooner than I walked out the door to get the truck and trailer where they were at, they had all of our furniture sitting on the loading dock ready to get us out of the building, because everybody, I wasn't being loud or obnoxious or rude with them. It was just the fact they had a sign that said no reasonable offer refused. And I made the point of, if you don't take my offer, you're just going to be selling it all at an auction, because that's the way it was going to go. The next day they were having an auction, and all the furniture was just going to go to one person in an auction. And I was like, what if you lose out then? And the manager was just like, get the furniture sold, get it on his trailer, and send him on his way. Even more people? More, huh?
A couple more, but yeah. So you got the furniture at your price?
Yeah, I got it at my price. Did that with that. What else did we recently do that with? I know the house, we kind of haggled the house, got it way down. I learned it the bad thing is I learned it from my dad at an early age, because he did the same thing. He bought it was back in the 80s, compact disc came out. He bought a big stereo with a CD player, and it quit working, and it was a Fisher. And back then, I think they still make some high-end stuff, but it was expensive in the 80s, especially to get a CD player. I think it was a 10-disc changer in the 80s, late 80s. And it quit working, so my dad took it back to the big audio video store that sold it to him, and they didn't want to do nothing with it. And it was only a few days old. So he just told him, he's like, well, you can just take it and, keep it, shove it, whatever. I don't care what you do with it. I'm not taking it home with me, and I want my money back. Within 2 or 3 seconds, you look around, there's nobody but me and my dad standing in the store with the manager. And they ended up giving him a brand new stereo right on the spot. And I was like, you know what? Don't need to make a scene, but if you get You don't let them run over you, because that's what a salesman's going to do to push you. They're going to push you to see how much they can sell it to you for to make the most that they can. And just can't let them run over you. You got to stand your ground.
I said, my Gramps always got a good deal on everything. I don't think the man ever paid full price for anything in his life.
30 and Haiti, that's what her stepdad does.
Mm-hmm.
He is the type that he'll go to Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart. He doesn't care. He'll take something up to the counter and say, "You think you can do better on the price? This is a little ridiculous." And he'll usually get them to lower the price.
Usually just because he won't stop talking.
Yeah, he won't stop talking to them. He'll just bug them and bug them and bug them. They're like, sell it to him. Just sell it to him and get him out of the store.
Because he's not rude. He's not loud. He just
talks.
And talks. And talks.
There you go, see what she made on her channel. Can't watch food channels. Then I come home wanting her to make something different. It's always something that we don't have any of in the house. So it's a trip to the store, and you can't take me to the store.
Mm-mm.
She's got to go by herself to the grocery store, because if you take me to the store, there's going to be what we need plus what we're going to buy.
Well, that, and it's what we need, what we're going to buy, and you constantly ask me, are you done yet? Are you done yet? Are you done yet? I'm like, no, I'm not done. Let me do my thing and leave me alone.
Yeah, it's insane, the price of vehicles. So I'm a mechanic. Oh, that was supper tonight, not a video. It's a new recipe she found. Yeah. Oh, yeah, especially for sales. Christy. They will mark it way up and then, oh, it's on sale. But being a mechanic, I know what 30 and hating it's talking about. These people are crazy with cars. I'm looking at a service truck, and it's a 92 Dodge D250, a 3/4 ton Dodge truck that's been partially gone through new engine, new trans, new bed, all new AC. I'm looking at this old square body Dodge truck, and I'm thinking, $2,000. And they said, oh, the best we can do on it's $3,800. Then he brought it down to $3,200. And I found it the other night. They finally posted it on their website, and I was able to pull the VIN and Google the VIN, and I found out that they bought it off. Was it Let Go or something?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was on Let Go for like $1,500 down south of here, and they turned around and put it on their lot for $3,895. And it's all that they said that they'd done to it is the same stuff that was listed in the first ad by the original owner. So all they did was buy it, probably wash it and detail it, and put it on the lot for, double and a half of what they paid for it. And it drives me insane. And trying to find a service truck right now has been ridiculous. Trying to find a 2005 Ford or Dodge 3/4 ton truck with 300,000 miles on it with a service bed on it, and they want $15,000 for it, and it's wore out already. Tinker's wife, yeah, I'd dig around. So you got to watch sales, especially stuff like when Toys R Us went out of business. So like everything's on sale, and you go look and it wasn't on sale. They put different price tags on it, and you Google it, and the price that it's selling for is the same price everybody else is selling it for.
Well, it's like when we went into that Goodwill that day, and there was, what was it that they actually had it marked higher? Was it a weed eater or something? Or a generator? There was something that we went into Goodwill.
I can't remember what it was.
And we were walking around, and we noticed this, I think it was like a little generator or something, but it had the original price tag still on it, but they tried to mark through it with a permanent marker and then put their price on it. It was actually higher than the original price at Goodwill.
Yeah, they raised the price on it. It's like when they do their auctions.
Mm-hmm.
I get to reading and I don't even want to quit talking. I forget I'm the one on the live and everybody's talking. I'm like, oh, what's going on over here? Yeah, you really got to watch the price of stuff. That's why we started shopping. I hate doing it more online, but we don't have a lot of places around here to go to for, local mom and pop shops. Most of them are gone. So all you have is big box stores. And so we just shop online most of the time. Goodwill is a ripoff. Yeah. Yes, Amy. They are just total ripoff. I don't give them nothing. I don't give them we don't donate anything to them. We try to take it to, Savers or
There's that.
A couple of the other nonprofits that actually give the stuff to people that need stuff.
Yeah, and there's like the churches that do like the donation giveaways.
Yep, Christy, that's the way it goes. You're rude to somebody and you don't realize that they got money. Put $120 rugs off the truck. Mark them up $3,800, half off sale for $19. Yeah. There was was it the one we bought at the flea market in San Antonio? $100 or whatever. And then you see them here, and you see them for $300 or $400. It was like a 4x8 rug that it was a Texas Star logo right in the middle of it, and they were selling them online for like $700,000-$800,000 or more. We paid $100 for it at a flea market from a lady that had rugs just hanging everywhere. Tell the customer they liked them and cut them a deal. Yeah, and it's still a $120 rug that came from God knows where. Probably came from the people that do the ones at the flea market too. The Wish app, they sell everything.
Yeah, the Wish app.
Wish app, yeah.
Usually it's real. I mean, you don't really get what you're ordering.
Yeah.
You get like the.
I see like advertisements on the Wish app on Facebook. It says DJI drone, and you click on it, and it's like some drone thrown together by a 6-year-old in a factory somewhere that looks nothing like a DJI. But you gotta be very careful what you buy on Wish. I seen a windmill made out of some ceiling fan blades the other day. Somebody posted one on Facebook that they made it out of. They used the fan blades, the motor, everything, because you can get decent fans that have ball bearing motors in them, and they spin so easy. The slick salesman from Nepal, the finest sheep in the world. Meanwhile, they're made, and some dude in the factory in Detroit hated his job. Yeah. And God knows what it was made of or where the stuff came from that it was made of.
A skunk butt rug.
I don't want to talk about skunks. I hit one this morning. I am so I hit a skunk this morning on the way to work, and I'm afraid to get pulled over because of the way the inside of my car smells. Good evening, Outdoors Eric. How y'all doing? Are you or y'all? Polyester. Yeah, Kirsty Forges. There was a couple thrift stores, thrift little things on the side of the road in Leander that was that way, that they would give stuff to people that really needed it, or clothes that really needed it.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, Amy. So the anybody see that on, was it America's Got Talent? the other night. That kid that
he's blind and
autistic and played the
Amazing.
piano and sang like you've never heard before.
It was amazing.
Better you getting. I shot one a couple months ago by the house, and I had it all over my clothes, my boots. All those clothes ended up outside for days.
The boots were on the porch and still made the whole house.
Yeah,
stink.
it was horrible. Diamonds in the rough. Yeah, 30 and hated it.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta check it out. There's a video. It's America's Got Talent. I think it was from last week. He ended up. So he got on there, and he's blind and autistic, and his mom was up there talking for him, and they said he was gonna play the piano and sing, and he made everybody on the judges, every one of them looked like they were just, they couldn't stop the tears from flowing, and it ended up getting the golden buzzer to go all the way to the Vegas show or whatever it is.
Abby watched it and came out of her room in tears. I know, I was crying.
It was awesome. Yeah, he just was awesome. Who is your dry? What? Your driveway ready?
For what?
For
Oh, Lord.
What?
Yeah.
I am confused. People
like Ozzy can't understand a word he's saying.
Yeah.
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 I never. Anytime I've ever heard him, I was like, "What?"
I seen him in 2001 at Ozfest in San Antonio. I won tickets to it, and we got passes where we got to go backstage with him, and you couldn't understand a word he was saying. And then he gets up there, starts singing, and you understand every word he had. It's crazy how some people. It was amazing with him how the voice he had that came out, because he spoke a few words, but it was very, broken, hard to understand, shaky. But when he started singing, oh my God. Why doesn't he sing instead of talking? I think Ozzy's getting at the age he probably ain't going to be doing much of anything anymore. It's kind of sad thinking about it more and more, because we get all these people I know with like my age group or the music I listen to, the people passing away, losing all the good old country singers and then the rock bands and stuff from, the 70s and 80s everybody, I mean, it's their age, they're dying off.
Their age and their history.
Yeah, some of their history.
Some of them got into some heavy stuff.
Losing so many good people. And I'm scared for country music because of who we have in country music now. We lose the great ones, and we're going to get stuck with this, whatever you call it, new country crap.
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's so sad the stigma on anybody with a disability or a handicap. I say I was blessed and fortunate enough to grow up with a cousin who, not blessed for her, but for being in our lives. When she was born, she was stuck in the birth canal and inhaled so much fluid that she couldn't actually breathe when she was fully delivered, and it took them a while to get her breathing. So she had brain damage, and she lived to be almost 40, and they didn't think she was going to live to be, preteen, much less a 40-year-old. But she never could speak. She never could walk. In her 20s or so, they had to end up putting in a feeding tube because she had such bad scoliosis that it was twisting her body so bad that she couldn't actually swallow and hold food down anymore. But I was around her my entire life and helping take care of her, but there was so many amazing things that she did that most people probably wouldn't have seen as amazing. But when we were kids, we always used to watch the Disney movies, and one of my favorites was The Little Mermaid. And there was the part where Ariel would be singing, when Ursula was taking her voice away, and Vicky, which was my cousin, couldn't speak or anything, but she would try to sing that song. And it was one of those things, like, I would sing with her, but
Who just came?
Rolling
Homestead, Wild Edibles. Hey, how are you doing, Rolling Homestead?
But she, and like they didn't really know if she could to really see or anything. They thought maybe she could see shadows or something like that. 'Cause she never would like really focus on anybody. But I walk in and she would her body language would change, and she would put her hands together, and I would start talking to her, and she would make little noises and sounds, and she was probably one of my best friends growing up. But we actually lost her a little over a year ago, and that was hard. But I think it's just so sad that people don't even try to understand that just because somebody's different doesn't make them not worth it.
Thanks for stopping in, Rolling Homestead. Glad you stopped in. I need to write you down too. Make sure I check you out.
I can even remember when I was pregnant with my daughter. The doctor was talking about the different tests that you have to do, and one of them was the Down syndrome screening. And she asked me, she goes, "So if this comes back positive, do you want to terminate the pregnancy?" And I about wanted to just smack her, because I was like, that's not an option for me. I mean, if my baby has Down syndrome, that's not a death sentence. And that, it just aggravates me that people are so quick to just walk away. Yes, they are.
You heading out, Kirsty Forges? You have a good night. I was going to show a picture that John just posted. He was just talking about music. So I don't know. Does anybody know who the one on the? Let's see. Is it gonna? I Can't Be Still Enough. Tell me that ain't hilarious. If anybody knows who that is. Yeah, it won't. And it's from James Hetfield's page. It says, "Stop sending me this." People sending me pictures of the lion from
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. I think I'm fixing to have to go to bed.
Yeah.
I realized it was 10:30 already.
VBS in the morning.
Yeah, you have VBS. Kids got to get up for VBS. I got to go to work again. I'll be so glad when I can figure out how to get that service truck going.
It ain't gonna matter. You're not gonna slow down. So.
I'll have to get up at 5 o'clock though.
But you will.
Now, I think we're gonna get off here and go ahead and get back on here. We'll be back on. Well, we'll be on for sure tomorrow. I'm gonna get on Chris, Single Dad Homesteading. Can't miss that one. And try to get lists back on track of everybody live and get it written back down so I can start getting back on this last couple, probably 2 weeks, the end of school and all that mess. It's been chaos. It's just been crazy. And just, yeah, Memorial Day weekend, just, it's like never ending, just chaos. But everybody have a blessed night and hopefully a good week. And go ahead. We'll talk at y'all later. Everybody have a great night. It was the first time. Thanks for everybody. Thanks for coming by, and please feel free to share us. We're growing. And one other thing I didn't say earlier, when we had a bunch more people in here, we're gonna, we'll have a celebration giveaway coming up soon because we're almost to 500. So as soon as we hit that, we'll have a celebration giveaway and do something. So I can't figure out a better way of doing it than last time. But everybody have a great night and God bless.